Looking back, it's almost surreal for many of us. December 31st, 2019, China announced the discovery of a cluster of pneumonia-like cases. 20 days later, the first American case of COVID was announced. January 31st, the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services declared a public health emergency. It would take until March 13th for then President Trump to declare a national public health emergency. Since then, all of our lives have changed. The coastal bend, as well as the rest of the world, lost loved ones. In response, 3 News anchor Rudy Trevino shows us how the community of Alice is inviting anyone affected by this pandemic to join them tomorrow for their COVID March to Remember.
I got COVID and most of my family got COVID, and my grandpa went to the hospital and we lost him.
Their stories of loss are profound.
I lost my dad, Bobby Pena, to COVID.
I lost my cousin Mary Lou.
Each one so personal.
Back in 2020, July 14th, I lost my older sister first. Then on July 31st, we lost my mom. August 3rd, we lost my baby sister.
The collateral impact of this virus, equally devastating.
The day we were going to bury my mom and my baby sister, my dad passed away on August 11th from a broken heart.
You may recall it was 2 years ago when I sat down with Christina's brother, Jerry Bautista, and his wife Lena shortly after the loss of their loved ones. What he told me then is just as relevant today.
They're using everybody as stats. Well, they're using it as numbers, but these are human beings. We shouldn't use numbers of death. No, say this human being that has a father, that had a mother, that has kids, are passing away from it.
Today, Jerry and Lena are doing their part to show support to others who've lost loved ones or are survivors. And this March to Remember is part of the healing.
You know, we're all going through it, and we're still going through it, but we're still here.
You know, we talk about our stories, we talk about what we went through, and it's really nice. It's really nice to see everybody come together.
This handful of Alice residents met one last time before Saturday morning's COVID March to Remember.
There's days that I feel like I'm conquering the world in their honor, and then there's some days that I'm lost in my grief.
Lisa Rodriguez Escalona lost her mother, father, and grandmother to the virus. She says organizing the COVID March to Remember is a way to help herself and others emotionally, but also the act of simply coming together in unity.
It's brought the world together in the most darkest of times.
Alice is the only city south of San Antonio designated as a satellite walk location. The idea, born out of 3 COVID survivor organizations whose purpose is to help survivors grieve, heal, and honor those they've lost.
I lost my daughter to COVID, and today's her birthday.
Front and center for this weekend's walk will be Mayor Cynthia Carrasco.
We're doing this for our family, for everyone, anyone that's been affected by COVID, and we're asking everyone to come and walk with us on Saturday.
Rudy Trevino, 3 News.
If you'd like to take part in that walk, registration is at 9 in the morning with no fee. It is happening at Anderson Park on North Texas Boulevard in Alice. The walk begins at 10.